Before we even step into this courtroom, let's set the stage. Because what unfolds here isn't just about legal technicalities. It's about accountability, family breakdown, and a judge who absolutely refuses to tolerate disrespect. We've got two separate disputes colliding in one session. A landlord-tenant conflict involving alleged property neglect and unpaid rent, and then, just when you think things couldn't get more intense, a deeply personal eviction case between parents and their own son, his partner, and their kids. Now here's where it gets messy. The first case revolves around community rule violations versus non-payment, and the judge immediately spots something unusual. Two separate legal actions filed simultaneously. That's rare, and frankly, it raises eyebrows about legal strategy. Then, just as tensions simmer, the second case explodes into something far more emotional. Allegations of toxic behavior, verbal abuse, and a family at its breaking point. But what really makes this courtroom unforgettable? The judge himself. He doesn't just rule. He reacts. He questions. He challenges. And at one point, he outright erupts over how a son speaks to his own mother. This isn't just law. It's morality, respect, and consequences colliding in real time. So buckle up, because by the end of this, you're going to be asking yourself, where does legal responsibility end and personal responsibility begin? Did you know that was pending? 001. I don't think that there's a pending case on the non-payment. 004. Yes, there is. And there was a judgment going on, wasn't there? Well, that's still pending. I mean, okay.
Did you know that was pending?
I don't think that there's a pending case on the non-payment.
Yes, there is. And
There was a judgment going on, wasn't there?
well, that's still pending. I mean,
Okay.
there was a judgment entered on March 5. Why are you guys filing two separate actions?
You have one, he hasn't paid rent. And the other one is he's not following community rules. They're separate and distinct.
Did you know about this other case?
I didn't.
Why didn't you? Well, let's take care of the one I was out on, first of all. What do you want to say, Mr. Captain?
I mean, I was out there this morning. I mean, there's dog excrement in the soul, but there's actually blue brought in it. All right. I have photos. If your honor would like to see it.
I was out there.
Yeah.
I stood right next to you. I didn't see enough. I'm not throwing him out based on what I've seen. He's cleaned the property up immensely. So
let me ask your honor this.
you don't have to ask me anything. You can make an argument to me. You're not going to ask me anything. Go ahead.
So every single time that Mr. Castillo, doesn't follow community rules, procedures, the only way to get him to do this is to get him in court and have the judge go over there and look at his property twice. That's not right. Okay?
Okay.
No, that's not. So this is the promise-keeping business. And Mr. Castillo has not kept his promises. We have. He hasn't. I believe that we've proven enough just through the course of this individual case.
What was wrong with the...
Right away, the judge identifies something that's not just confusing. It's procedurally questionable. Two separate actions. One for non-payment of rent and another for violating community rules. Legally, these are distinct claims, but filing them simultaneously without clearly notifying the court can create serious complications. It risks duplicating proceedings and, more importantly, undermining judicial efficiency. What's fascinating here is the judge's subtle frustration. He's essentially saying, why am I seeing this case in isolation when there's already another active judgment? That matters because courts rely heavily on full disclosure. If one case impacts another, and it clearly does here, the judge needs the full picture to make a fair ruling. So let me ask you, do you think this was a strategic move by the landlord's legal team? Or just poor coordination? Because either way, it's already shaping how the judge views the credibility of the case. Why? 12. 12 seconds. There was a judgment entered on March 5th. 0.14. Why are you guys filing two separate actions? 0.16. You have one he hasn't made rent. The other. One is he's not following community rules. They're separate and distinct.
Property today.
What was wrong with it? Well, from the short time that I was there, the first thing that I looked at was dog food right on the overgrown lawn. I mean, you can
Overgrown lawn.
Yeah. You want to see that? Go on, you're doing.
Mr. Kip, tone it down.
I'm sorry.
You're not gonna argue with me.
I'm not arguing.
You're not gonna yell at me. And I was there. I saw it.
Okay.
Let me see your photograph that you're gonna tell me makes the lawn overgrown in the middle of March or the latter part of March.
Please.
I don't know if it's possible for a lawn to be overgrown in the latter part of March. What was that? What is this?
There's your dog excrement. It's been sitting there forever. And the reason why it's long is because he doesn't cut it. So it's been like that through the whole winter.
You got here, failed to maintain the exterior of your home and home site in accordance with the community rules and regulations by failing to paint or stain the steps, failure to power wash the home shed and awnings, failure to maintain landscape, failure to remove improperly stored outdoor items. I think those are pretty well done. Failure to remove debris and bulk items from the yard. Other than on the porch, where he had some things that I'm not excited about that aren't going to rise to the level of violation of community rules and regulations, I didn't see anything that was that bad. Failure to replace damaged window treatments. Failure to maintain the general clearing appearance of the home sites. You're asking me for a just cause termination, and I'm not going to grant it. There's not even a triable issue here at this.
This is a critical turning point. The judge carefully walks through each alleged violation: failure to maintain the property, landscaping issues, debris, even cosmetic upkeep like painting and power washing. On paper, that might sound like a solid case. But here's the key legal standard: just cause termination. That's a high bar. It's not enough to show minor violations. You have to prove that they're serious enough to justify eviction. And in this moment, the judge makes it crystal clear what he saw personally. And yes, he actually visited the property. Doesn't rise to that level. That's huge. Judges rarely conduct site visits. And when they do, their first-hand observations carry serious weight. So when he says there's not even a triable issue, he's essentially saying this case doesn't even deserve to go further. Think about that. After all the accusations, all the build-up, it collapses instantly. Case dismissed. So here's the question: were these violations genuinely overblown? Or did the landlord just fail to prove their case effectively? 5:23 minutes, 52 seconds. You're asking me for a just cause termination, and I'm not going to blame. 3,573 minutes, 57 seconds. There's not even a triable issue here at this point. I'm dismissing this case. Case dismissed.
This point. I'm dismissing this case. Case dismissed. And Mr. Castillo, listen to me. He does raise a valid point. You can't live in a community. Now, if you lived out in Monroe County on your own property where there's nobody else, you do what you want. I mean, as long as you're complying with city or township ordinances. You can't do this in a community. And I've gone out of my way here, he's correct, to go see the property twice because I hate to see you lose the home. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to remember this case, and it's going to come in front of me if it comes back here. And if I have to go out there and look at that property, I mean, this is twice, right? I went last Monday and this Monday. I'm going to remember it, and I'm not going to be forgiving about it. Do we understand? Fully and complete. Now, do you have the money to pay on this other judge
I absolutely have all of them.
for the lot rent?
Yes, absolutely.
How much you have?
Um,
This judgment, and they brought it to my, honestly, I don't remember every case I call here, okay? I mean, there's a lot of people with a lot of familiar names and sounding names, and I did not remember this was you, or I probably wouldn't have granted this, but I got this back in February. They never filed an application for a writ. This is for $1,766.73. Do you have that to pay?
I haven't looked at that. We have the people, right?
Judge, just to clarify, Judge, they did file a writ. It just has
They-
not been signed yet because we had court today.
I see.
Huh?
I see. You have that to pay today?
Um,
Pardon?
I do right now.
Get the money. How do you have the money? Are you prepared to accept the cash?
No, because if it's past the 10 days, he should have paid it, Your Honor, and we demand a writ. I mean, that's what the law requires.
Why didn't you pay this?
I didn't pay due to, that was advice. Keep on contact, waiting.
Now we pivot into the financial side, and things get serious again. There's an outstanding judgment of $1,766.73, and the judge asked the most straightforward question in the courtroom. Do you have that to pay? That's because once a judgment is entered, the clock starts ticking. Typically, tenants have a limited window, often around 10 days, to satisfy that debt before enforcement actions, like a writ of eviction, can proceed. But here's where it gets complicated. The tenant claims the landlord refused to accept rent, a defense that can sometimes hold weight. If true, it could potentially undermine the landlord's claim of non-payment. However, the judge isn't convinced. Not yet. Instead, he points the tenant toward a very specific legal remedy: filing a motion to set aside the default judgment. That's essentially asking the court to reopen the case based on new evidence or procedural issues. So now the stakes are clear. This isn't over. It's just moving into a more technical, high-pressure phase. Would you know how to handle this situation if you were in his shoes? 26 minutes, 2 seconds. Do you have that to pay?
They had held my rent when I sent it in December, after being, after judgment to put it in for the 26th, I put it in. It was held until after the 2nd. It wasn't cashed, due to this circumstance right here, due to filing for this.
Okay, so you filed on the other one. They weren't accepting the rent.
They didn't accept my rent. I put the money orders in and they weren't cashed until after the new year. I had put them in on the 26th when I ordered and they weren't cashed when they returned to the office. So I was advised to not.
Are you on this, or do you want me to get the lawyer that was on this? I don't know who was on this.
Yeah, I wasn't, I don't know what he's talking about. It doesn't even make sense.
Well, I'm not signing the writ without a hearing. So, Jennifer, I told you what I'm doing. I announced what I'm doing on the termination case. And on this one, I want you to set that. We don't know who was on this case.
Your Honor, if Your Honor would like to just Maybe hold off, maybe a half hour. I can get prepared for whatever questions you have.
Well, you can get Mr. Levine. Mr. Levine's on the case, it looks like. It looks like. I could be wrong. I don't know who was on this. Who's got, it looks like a 3P number.
Oh, 3?
It looks like. It could be 6-3. I don't know. It looks like a parentheses and then 31797. I'm going to show you this signature. Maybe you can tell who from your office bears that signature.
No, that's it.
What was the P number?
Looks like David with the P 31797.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was in Florida, so.
John R.
Oh,
John Artoon?
1797.
Is he with your firm?
no, that looks like David.
If they want to send you, they can send you. When did their office refuse to accept rent?
They took my money order, I turned it in on the 22nd.
Of what month?
26th of December. They wouldn't cash till after January 2nd. I called on January 2nd, had no cash. I know I called, probably, I believe it was 2 days later, it didn't apply.
Well, why didn't you pay the February and March rent?
I was told to just leave everything in.
By who?
I called them. They told me.
Okay, I don't want you to know. I don't want to know what your lawyer told you. You're going to have to file a motion to set aside the default. That's what's going to happen. And I'm going to set the date for motion for entry or for entry of a writ. I'll set that for hearing your application for a writ. So we'll set the hearing on application for writ, motion to set aside default judgment. Jennifer, I want to put this in next week sometime if I can.
The 30th at 9:30, next Monday,
Which one?
March 30th at 9:30.
Technically, he's required to e-file it that day. Why don't we do this? Why don't we do it on the 1st of April? Can I fit one in there?
On Wednesday.
Yes.
Let me just pull that up.
So you file your motion to set aside default judgment today. You understand?
No, I don't.
You're going to file a motion to set aside default judgment on this second case, the one I just called, 2600528. Hearing on application for writ by default to be set for what day? April
You want April
1st?
1st, 10:30.
At 10:30. What do I have that morning?
You have Brownstown. There's an
That'll be-
arraignment at 10:30, so that's
That'll be
And then-
fine. That's what I'll
Okay.
do. So you guys can, I don't know who's going to appear on this.
By
Mr.
Zoom,
Capitan.
Judge?
Pardon me?
by Zoom.
Yeah, you can appear by Zoom.
Okay.
But I think I'd like you bring your money. You understand?
Yeah.
I know. Well, don't forget it. You come in person. Although they won't have anybody here in person. I'll figure it out. You bring your money.
Am I able to pay today?
Not really, because you have a judgment. You didn't pay within 10 days. Okay? I've never seen firms though, Mr. Capitan, file two separate actions, a just cause termination or non-payment of rent. They're ongoing at the same time. And if they're going to do that, there should be an indication to the judge, and the second filing should have to say there is another action pending. So I was just told you got another one there. One's in front of me and one's in front of Judge Hess. I'm not saying you. But your office, I've never seen them do this before. I've never seen any office do this before. So I don't know if there's just a some kind of misunderstanding or what have you, but I've never seen that happen. That's all I'll say about it.
I'm sorry, this is the first firm that does landlord tenant that I've been with. I've practically, I've seen federal.
I've never seen them do that before. But anyway, we'll work it out next week.
You gotta take that phone out of here.
The phone has to leave, sir. You gotta take the phone out. Phone's gotta leave the building now, please, guys. Please. Sir, phone out of building.
Yeah.
We got signs all over. They have to be muted. All right, that's what I'm doing. Thank you both. Have a good day. Thank you. What time? This was scheduled for 8:30. I don't have the defendants here. What's your name, ma'am? Sir, what's your name?
The
So,
defendants are on Zoom, Your Honor, and I think this was heard last week, and then the plaintiff did not appear, so they filed a motion to set aside the dismissal.
your names, please, people, Mr. Audie and Ms. Gorman?
Samantha Gorman.
Ian Audie.
Is this your son?
Yes, it is.
And the relationship between, and that's his girlfriend, is it?
Correct.
Okay, now, I am so sorry about your son passing away in March 2 of 25. Well, why didn't you guys call and tell us, hey, listen, that's a bad day. Can we move to a...
Think about it. I was not in the right frame of mind, and I apologize to the board.
Your Honor.
Not yet.
Okay.
What portion of the house do you rent to them?
So they were gonna get evicted out of an apartment. So my husband and I wanted to help to get them to try and get back on their feet once again. This has been continuously. They moved in and it turned toxic quickly. I have been called the C word, the B word. She has yelled at me that I'm F and B. My son has told me he's gonna have the grandkids leave marks on each other and call the police and tell them that I did it. It's just a toxic living situation. I don't even feel safe anymore living at the house, unfortunately. We've tried to help. This is, the 18th, we had Flat Rock out. One of my daughters had, she was on the phone with me. He was having, I don't even know what you want to call it. He, was out of control. So my son, Ian. So my daughter called for a welfare check. Flat Rock came out. They took him to the emergency room for psychiatric eval. It's just not a good.
How old are you, Mr. Audie?
37.
You work?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Gorman?
I am 35. To be honest, I was an addict for a long time. I've been sober for a year, so I've been putting in applications, been going to interviews. She gave me until June to get a job, but then she she came at us in January and was accusing us of a lot of stuff, and she started threatening eviction. We were supposed to start paying rent to her in January, but the beginning of January, she started threatening eviction, saying she was going to the court to evict us, which she did end up doing. So that's why we never followed through with paying her the rent. And when it
I want to
comes
make sure that I understand all of this.
So you're right.
Wait. You guys lost your residence prior to moving in with your mother. Is that true or false, Mr. Audie?
True. We had moved out.
And when did you move out of the other place?
That was in
October.
late October.
And then you moved in with your mother and father, the two of you, correct?
And our two children.
And so you've had 6 months where you've been there and your 2 kids have been there, right?
Correct.
And now we enter the most emotionally charged part of this entire hearing. This isn't just a landlord-tenant dispute anymore. This is family. A mother and father who opened their home to help their adult son, his partner, and their children, only for things to spiral into accusations of abuse, disrespect, and fear. The judge shifts tone completely here. He's no longer just analyzing facts. He's addressing behavior. And what stands out is his emphasis on personal responsibility. He makes it clear this wasn't a contractual relationship gone wrong. It was a favor, an act of support that's been, in his view, completely disrespected. And then comes the moment that defines this case. The judge reacting to how the son and his partner allegedly spoke to the mother. For him, that crosses a line far beyond legal boundaries. It becomes moral territory. Let's be real. This is where viewers are going to feel divided. Some may sympathize with the couple's struggles. Others may feel the parents were taken advantage of. So I want to know, where do you stand? Who's really in the wrong here? It's in 35 at 18 minutes, 35 seconds. I don't know. I guess I'm old school, 'cause I only had one mother and one father.
Just under 6 months.
I got it.
But the original, oh, sorry, Your Honor.
Mr. Audie,
The original.
Mr.
Oh,
Audie,
sorry.
I want you
Yeah.
to listen. I don't know. I guess I'm old school because I only had one mother and one father. And it sounds to me like they tried to do you a favor and it hasn't worked out. That's what it sounds like to me. And it sounds like to me like if I was the son, or even if I was dating the daughter of the owners, that I would be saying, you know what, I'm not going to make you go through a court proceeding. I'm going to go ahead and move out voluntarily because that's what adults do.
That was honestly the plan, Your Honor. We
Mr.
planned on
Audie,
moving out
Mr.
on-
Audie, I'm not done talking to you.
I didn't know that. Sorry, Your Honor.
So I'm going to make this easy. I'm setting aside the dismissal. I'm setting aside the dismissal. You got to be more careful in the future. Okay. I know. That's what we do. How old are your kids, Mr. Audie?
13 and about to be 16.
I'm sorry, 13 and 16?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And it's good that you got kids, but they got to come first and foremost at this point. You're like way down the totem pole, as I've always thought that I am with my kids.
That's why we came
So
here.
it's incumbent upon, well, yeah, I know, but the parents did you a favor.
Right.
That's what they did. That's
Right,
what
exactly.
parents do. And
Yeah.
actually, maybe they could be faulted for bringing in a 36 or 37-year-old man and his girlfriend or fiance or whatever you are, wife and 2 kids. Maybe they could be faulted. Maybe we could do that at 21 for them, but at 35, 36, I wouldn't be particularly resolved to bringing in 4 new people to my home, but that's just me. I mean, I feel like when we've raised our kids to 21, 22, we do the best we can. They're on their own. So I'm going to make this really easy. I'm going to set aside the dismissal and we are going to have a hearing right now. If you tell me, Judge, I want to have the hearing tomorrow so I can prepare, then you can come here and I'll accommodate you and I'll make the hearing tomorrow. But you folks need to toughen up.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
So
telling you right now, it seems to me that this woman is terrified. And don't either one of you tell me whether she should be or not, because I can tell by looking at her that she is. She had to call the police. So you guys just want to voluntarily enter into a consent agreement now where you can get out of there in 10
Yep.
days?
Yep.
Can
The longest we can get, yes, because as of now, we had money saved up to move out actually, but our transmission went out on our car. We just paid that. We are showing his dad the receipt for that. And as of now, we will be in our car and my kids will be at my mom's. So the longest we can get to save up as much as we can. If 10 days is all we can get, then that's all we can get. I understand. But
yeah. With the eviction, there's not much I have to say besides it's not the full truth on what's being said. I know you could say she's
you ever
scared.
pay them any rent?
But we understand that it's.
Yeah,
Yes or
I
no?
understand
Did you
this,
pay
but
them
I
any
was going to
rent?
say,
We had an
Yeah.
agreement with her to pay rent, but then she told
Listen
us
to what
she
I'm
was
asking. I'm talking to Mr. Audie here.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever pay them any rent?
I tried and she said no.
I didn't ask you if you tried.
Then no.
I didn't ask you if you tried. I
No.
asked you if you ever paid them any rent. So your answer is no, correct?
She wouldn't take it. I had the money and she would not take it.
But you didn't pay them, right?
But she won't. I
'Cause-
can't pay someone that
Because
won't take
that's
it.
what
She'll put
mothers
it on the
do.
counter.
Because mothers and fathers love their children unconditionally. Stop, Ms. Gorman.
I'm sorry.
Well, you guys should be appreciative from the highest mountain
Right.
for what they've done.
We are,
I'm-
and we have.
Ma'am, you're way too involved. And
Yeah,
if you
just-
used any of that language toward her and you were my wife or my significant other, I wouldn't be with you another moment. If anybody called my mother any of those names, if she's telling me the truth and she just doesn't strike me as a liar, I'd never be with that woman.
Okay.
And now you're coming in here and you're getting boisterous, and I'm trying just to talk to Mr. Audie because he is the son. And let's be clear, you wouldn't be there but for him.
I apologize.
All right, don't say anything else unless I ask you. Will you do that for me, please?
Yes, sir.
Bring me a judgment form, Jennifer. Leave it
It's on
blank.
its way.
Thank you. You need to get a job, ma'am. I'm glad you're sober. You said you've been sober for a year, but at some point you got to get back into society.
Yes,
You're
that's what I'm-
mid-30s. You should be working. And then
Yes,
you won't
that's
have
what I'm
money
doing.
problems. Then you won't get kicked out of homes. Then you won't have to worry about where you're going to come up with the money to buy the next place. I mean, this is just
Absolutely.
fundamental life 101. That's what this
Absolutely.
is. And look at your dad. What you got a condition of some kind?
Oh, I got
Yeah.
Yeah. He's here, he's dragging the court here, and you guys are where? At the house?
Trust me, I know, Your Honor, and as you could speak to my dad, me and my dad have a very wonderful relationship. He did not want this to happen, and was pushed by my mother. And like I said, we have
Mr.
me and my
Audie?
mom.
Mr.
Okay, yes,
Audie?
Your Honor.
Mr. Audie? Save it, please. Do you want
Okay.
this to happen? Do you want him to be out, Mr. Audie?
It didn't have to be this way, but at this point, yes.
Did you ever hear Mrs. Gorman call your wife those names that she referred to?
Yes. And I heard Ian, like,
You talked to your mother that way? Mr. Audie? You talked to your mother that way? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry I asked that question. I just think differently of you now.
I have said those things in regards to her
Then
attacking
save
my
it.
children.
Save it.
Okay.
Gosh, I can't believe you would talk to your mother like that.
See how she talks to her grandkids.
Hey, listen.
I'm listening, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay, I'll stop.
Thank you. So I got a young judge that's gonna come here and tell me what to do now. She's a really bright lady, Judge Johnson here. She just got appointed in Taylor. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. This is not right, Mr. Audie. Ms. Gorman, this is not right. I'm setting aside the dismissal. I'm entering judgment. You got 10 days to get out. I don't expect anybody to be saying a sorry word toward your mother or mother-in-law or whatever she is to you, Ms. Gorman. I expect there to be peace and tranquility. And I'm going to sincerely hope that the four of you will use the next 10 days to patch up whatever differences so that you can enjoy a relationship as you should with your mother and mother-in-law, and she can, and your father can, with the grandkids. And you ought to apologize profusely for ever calling her any of those names. You don't have the right to do that. Are you kidding me? I don't care what she did. But again, I'm old school and I'm thankful for it. Judgment's entered.
What a courtroom session. Let's break it down. In the first case, the judge dismissed the eviction attempt outright, finding that the alleged property violations simply didn't meet the legal threshold for just cause. That's a strong reminder that not every complaint, no matter how detailed, automatically justifies removing someone from their home. In the second case, however, the outcome was very different. The judge set aside the previous dismissal and entered judgment for eviction, giving the son and his family just 10 days to leave. Why? Because beyond the legal technicalities, the judge saw a breakdown in respect, responsibility, and basic household harmony. And that's the bigger takeaway here. Courts don't operate in a vacuum. Behavior matters. Credibility matters, and sometimes the way you treat people, especially family, can directly impact your legal outcome. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you agree with the judge's decisions in both cases? Or do you think he was too harsh? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
If they're not out by April 2nd, I've filled out the judgment. We're going to send a copy to everybody. If they're not out by April 2nd, on April 3rd, you come in here with an application for a writ. I will sign it. And then the court officer, I'll make sure they go out the 3rd or the 4th at the latest and get them out of there.
So they have 3 kids and a snapping turtle that they want to stick me with.
You're going to take that stuff with you.
No, we don't.
I never said that, Your Honor.
No,
Take them with you.
absolutely.
If you don't take them with you, I don't even want to tell you what the alternative is. You don't want to do that. John just goes in there. Take them with you.
Yep.
And you don't have to wait until the 3rd to be, or the 2nd to be out either. Did I put the 2nd and 3rd on?
Let's see.
2nd, I don't.
Oh, yep, 2nd.
Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I hope you'll apologize. Ma'am, you need to get a job. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, folks.
Thank you. Thank you.